Now we have the difference between the physical adsorption and the chemical adsorption. Adsorption can be divided into the two parts based on the force of attraction present amongst the unit. One part is the physical adsorption, second part is the chemical adsorption. Physical adsorption is formed by the weak van der Waals forces of attraction. Forces amongst the adsorbate and adsorbent is very weak. But in the chemical adsorption, the force of attraction between the adsorbate and adsorbent is very stronger. Okay, actually we have the chemical bond there. Physical adsorption is also called physiosorption and chemical adsorption is also called chemiosorption. Physical adsorption is formed by the weak van der Waals forces of attraction, whereas chemical adsorption is caused by the chemical bond formation. Then physical adsorption is not specific in nature. Any kind of the gas with the any kind of the surface, they can give the physical adsorption. But chemical adsorption, these are very highly specific in nature. A particular kind of a gas only give the chemical adsorption with a particular kind of the solid. Okay, chemical adsorption highly specific in nature, physical adsorption is not specific in nature. Then it is reversible. Reversible means particle can easily adsorb and particle easily desorb. Easily particle come and easily particle go, because force of attraction is not very strong to hold the particle for a longer time. But here it is the irreversible nature. What is the meaning of the irreversible? A particle attach at the surface, then they attach by a stronger force of attraction that cannot be broken very easily. So if particle adsorb at the surface, they adsorb permanently. So this is irreversible nature. Then easily liquefiable gases adsorb readily. The gases for which the van der Waals gas constant A is higher, for those critical temperature is higher, those gases easily adsorb at the surface of the solid by the physical adsorption. But chemical adsorption, the gases which react with the adsorbent, actually we have the chemical reactions. So if a particular gas can form a chemical bond with a particular solid, then they always prefer the chemical adsorption. Then since force of attraction is the weak, then heat release during the adsorption is very less. Heat of adsorption is only 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole. But here heat of adsorption is very high. We have the higher force of attraction. So here we have the 80 to 240 kilojoule per mole. Activation energy of the physical adsorption is very less. It is almost negligible. But here activation energy is sufficient high because we have to form the actual chemical bond. Then it is multi-layer. First layer, on the first layer, second, third and so on. We have a multi-layer formation. But in the chemical adsorption, it is strictly mono-layer in nature. Next one, higher the pressure, higher is the rate of adsorption. Same thing we have for the chemical adsorption. Higher is the pressure, higher is the rate of adsorption. Then this point is also same. Higher is the surface area, higher is the extent of adsorption. In the chemical also, higher is the surface area, higher is the extent of adsorption. Then rate of the physical adsorption always decreases with the temperature. Okay, if temperature increases, rate of physical adsorption decreases. But here initially rate increases, because when you increase the rate initially, that increase in the energy will compensate the activation energy. So due to the compensation of the activation energy, more molecule can adsorb at the surface. But once the surface is fully occupied and if you are increasing the temperature further, then what happens? The adsorb molecule from the surface, they remove. So initially rate increases with the temperature due to the compensation of the activation energy, but after a particular time, now adsorb particle from the surface, they desorbs, then rate decreases. So higher the temperature, less is the rate. But here initially rate increases, then decreases with the increase in the temperature. X by m is represent the extent of the adsorption. For the physical it decreases, but for the chemical it initially increases, then finally it decreases. Then we have the adsorption isotherm. As the name indicate, isotherm means constant temperature. We want to know the amount of the gas adsorbed at the surface with respect to pressure. So for that we have to take the temperature as the constant, and such study are called adsorption isotherm. Look, amount of the gas adsorbed at the surface of the solid at constant temperature is expressed by the curve which is termed as the adsorption isotherm. We have certain graphs. With the help of the graph we will study amount of the gas adsorbed at the surface. Okay, we have the Freundlich isotherm. Scientist Freundlich isotherm gave this empirical relationship. Okay, that give the relationship between the mass of the gas and mass of the adsorbent and the pressure. This empirical relationship is the x by m k p power 1 upon n. They gave the empirical relationship between the amount of the gas per unit mass of the solid and pressure at a given temperature T. Temperature we have to take constant. What is that? K by m is equal, x by m is equal to k p power 1 upon n. Here x is the mass of the gas adsorbed, m is the mass of the adsorbent, then x by m represent the mass of the gas adsorbed per gram of the adsorbent, and it is equal to k p power 1 upon n, where p is the pressure of the gas. K and n are the constant. K and n are the constant, and value of these constant depend upon the nature of the gas, nature of the solid, as well as the temperature.